Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Talking About the Big Stuff podcast with Michael Cole and Matthew Cravat. I am Michael Cole.
And I am Matthew Cravat.
Let's do this one last time.
Welcome to World's Best Podcast.
By the way, I'm sorry if I sound grumpy. It's not that I'm grumpy; it's that I'm tired.
He is. Don't. He's grumpy.
I laid
That's like
on
saying
the floor.
I'm not racist. I'm religious. You're both. You're grumpy because you're tired. The same way the racist people are racist because they're religious.
I'm not.
The one doesn't
grumpy.
Excuse the other.
I'm not grumpy.
You're
am incapable of expressing myself in a way that seems as pleasant as I feel, because I do feel good. Like I got a lot done today, but.
Yeah.
All right. So when we left off, I had done the welcome back to the World's Best Podcast, and Matthew
said I have to apologize to our friend Paul Wright of the World's Best Podcast, because 3 years ago, or almost 3 years ago, I think it was in June, we talked about AI, and I was the person saying, you guys are overreacting. AI is just a little chatbot. It's a fancy chatbot, but it's a chatbot, which I still maintain, but now it's a chatbot doing a lot of damage to the ecology, to the economy, to people's individual jobs. So I was wrong about my vision at the time, and I have since learned a lot more and have a lot more opinions. Sorry, Mike and Paul of June 2023 for, I gave you a foil to work off on the podcast, so it was good podcasting, but my opinion was proven to not be valid over time.
Yes. So before we fully dive into AI, though, I do want to say two things real quick. One is I don't have light on me today because I'm moving.
Oh.
And so, Matthew's going to pull out.
He's
going to whip it out again.
Whip it back in.
Whip it good. I'm dark. I get you. You look pretty still. Good joke. So that's the first thing. Second thing is while I agree with everything Matthew said about it's potentially ruining the ecology and the economy and screwing people over, it is also doing one other thing, which is giving us the dumbest possible end times that we could have. Like I don't think 3 years ago. A, I don't know that we thought Trump was going to be president again 3 years ago.
No.
And B,
I don't think even he did.
We certainly didn't think that he was going to be using AI to show pictures of him dropping turds on New York City, or
being Jesus,
being a Red Cross worker,
wearing first century robes.
Well, yeah, wearing first century robes and touching the head of someone who either looks like Jeffrey or Hunter.
Well, I think it was intended to be Uncle Sam. Like he's saving Uncle Sam is what it was intended to be, but it looked a hell of a lot like more Jeffrey Epstein.
I've been hearing that people.
That's what it looked like.
I've been hearing a lot of people say, I don't know which one's the original at this point because other people have manipulated the image with AI so much. Yeah. I will say, the controversy over the Jesus thing, I don't give a shit about. I don't think either of you give a shit about that. Other than the fact that the President of the United States should be someone we take more seriously. Regardless of whether or not they're good or bad, they should be a more serious person. Not to say that you can't be somewhat amusing, but they shouldn't be shit posting, right? They shouldn't be posting AI slop. And
if I can remember my Blue Sky post of earlier today, it was something along the lines of, if I were to consolidate all the conservative Christian takes on Trump posting himself as first being called Jesus-like by Paula Wright, and then him basically calling himself like Jesus, and then posting the AI slop of him as Jesus. The conservative response online has been, this is horrible. It is so disrespectful of him. I regret that he's done this, and it's unforgivable. But he told me that Democrats were worse than him, so at least it's not a Democrat. I couldn't have voted for Kamala Harris because Trump told me she's worse than him. and he's bad. So imagine how bad she is. That seems to
Yeah.
be their. They're the Antichrist because this other Antichrist told me so.
I like the people who have been like, I know that he is very credibly accused of, and in some cases, adjudicated of sexual violence of different forms, right? And that's bad. And he's been hiding documents that he swore he was going to give us to let us know about this network of sexual predators, and that's bad. But the thing that's unforgivable is that he compared himself to our personal Lord and Savior, and
But then we'll forgive him. It's unforgivable, but we're forgiving him.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well, I don't mean our. I mean
unforgivable.
it sarcastically.
Yeah, it's unforgivable the same way Jesus died for 3 days. Then it's
Also,
fine.
like, it's not really new him comparing himself to God and
No,
Jesus.
it's not.
Like, that's
No.
it's not because like he, every time he mentions the Bible, he says it's probably my favorite book. The only other possible book that I could like nearly as much is The Art of the Deal,
Mhm.
my book.
So his
Which-
two
both-
favorite
both-
books are a book he's never read and a book he didn't write.
Well,
Right.
I mean, he likes things written by ghostwriters.
Weirdly enough, his third favorite book is The Dinner Party by Michael Christopher Cole, which, if you're interested in finding out what
way.
kind of controversy is in that book, you should go on Amazon and check that out. Or go on a better website.
Or you can get it
like
at ChristopherCole.com.
Yeah, or bookshops.org or anything. Because that's his third favorite book. His fourth favorite is Mein Kampf. So, like, weird to be in that
He
company.
didn't know.
but
He didn't know what the book was when someone gave it to him as a gift. You know that.
He's like, there's lots of sex in here, just like the stuff on the island.
Just like Mein Kampf.
They're old.
You're
They're
just like Mein Kampf, yeah.
They're at least 19 in most of the chapters.
Most.
So that's too old. Well, there's one scene where I think she's 18, but so is the guy. So, like there.
So I think it's interesting that while Trump has been sending around AI videos, have you guys seen the AI videos that Iran has been posting?
the Lego
Mhm,
AI.
the Lego people.
The Lego ones.
I mean, it really is giving us I think that, like, 30 years ago, Terminator comes out, and I'm sure there's been other AI that maybe even predates that in sci-fi in telling us about how AI
2001: A
would.
Space Odyssey. I mean, it was the
Yeah.
classic. But,
Oh yeah, my HAL. I have it literally on my thing.
HAL 9000 over here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dave.
I told you I'm very tired.
Yeah, tomorrow you'll get the reference that you made.
You're right. You'll be like editing. Oh,
Oh yeah, I was.
I
that
did
was
say
not bad.
I did make that crack.
No, but we've been talking about how, like, AI might usher in the apocalypse for that 2001
Since it
is
was
60 years
conceived
old.
of it as a science
Yeah.
fiction element, it's been
Right,
the
and-
point of singularity.
True.
But I don't think that ever we were like, it's going to bring about the apocalypse by Iran goading the president
Right.
of the United States, who will respond with stupid AI and like a meme war of AI. Like, I don't
Right,
like,
basically.
no one could possibly have imagined this 60 years ago or 5 years ago. Like, I think even Trump 1.0, we wouldn't have been like, well, this is how it's going to start, right? I think that you guys were talking about me being like an old person a few minutes ago when I was trying to solve the tech problems. And I do want to say one thing about AI that makes me feel like an old person, which is there have been a lot of times. Now, this is very unimportant stuff that I've been doing this with, but, like, I'll show Sarah a picture of, like, a little kid saying something cute, and she's like, it's AI. And I'm like,
honey, don't fall for that. Right.
it could be, but, like, it doesn't. It's still cute. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Like,
I like that
like, I'm not-
approach.
it's it's not stuff that's important, right? And it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
I saw a montage of videos of kids reacting to their parents having twins, and by the third one of the montage, I'm like, these have got to be all AI. Not this many kids don't exist who didn't know mom was having twins.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no way. There's got to be AI garbage. And also, I had to tell my mother about. My mother was saying, "No, I saw this video, and this guy was talking about this supplement kind of thing, and it was like in a scientific presentation." And I said, "Mom, it's garbage. It's AI." She goes, "No, they even showed his headshot like on the bottom with like his thing, though he looked older in his headshot than the video." I said, "Okay, Mom, here's what it is. The video is a talk he gave on a completely different subject 20 years ago. That's why he looks younger. And they used AI to make him talk about this topic to sell their supplement. And here's a headshot of a real person that if you look him up, he's real, but that's a fake video that he never said those words. And my mother's finally starting to get it. She like told me yesterday, she goes, I saw 2 different videos that did the exact opposite thing about the same, vitamin or whatever. I'm starting to think maybe you're right. I'm like, Mom, I'm always right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Except
I
for
do
when
wanna-
I said that AI was not going to destroy us. That's when I was wrong.
That was the one
But I
time.
have since gotten right. Because I asked Claude, is AI going to destroy us? And Claude said, oh, yeah, we're going to.
oh, it's
To be,
great.
to be
Paul's
fair,
like, listen, dummy.
to be fair, the real Matthew does not agree, but we got an AI version of Matthew for the episode today. That's why he'll keep saying that I'm doing a great job and and that like I should follow that further down the line.
Michael Cole, you are doing a great job. Negative, cannot
Negative,
lie,
negative.
cannot lie, negative.
What was the?
So
I saw something recently about
coordinate. Norman.
Norman.
there were like threats on Sam Altman's life recently,
Yep.
and someone was, and I think it was No Illusions was saying like, well, yeah, and ChatGPT just kept being like, this is a great line of inquiry. I think we should explore it further.
I like your. It is kind of casual, Mike, but your approach to saying, "Yeah, but honey, it is cute," almost like listening to a song that someone doesn't like or a piece of art that someone doesn't like. You can like it and you can appreciate it for the humor it brought you, but it doesn't mean that it isn't created by a machine, but it also doesn't mean that it can't be entertaining. For example, do we find Iran making Lego people funny?
Right.
Yeah. And it
So-
would be funny even if it wasn't specifically about politics, because it's funny.
I bring it up though for 2 reasons. One is that like I do worry when she tells me that because I'm like, oh, I didn't. It would not have
didn't
figured. It
notice
would have
it,
not
yeah.
figured me to because like they're not. The videos I'm seeing aren't things that could happen. Aren't things that couldn't happen. Right? Like they're. Yes, they're precocious kids that are maybe a little old, but it's not like a 6-month-old being like, "Hey, baby, how you do?" Like I know those ones are
Yeah.
AI, but there have been some where Sarah says it's AI, and I'm like, I would never have guessed that. But it's unimportant. I'm not sharing it. But then I do think about like, what if I'm following for the stuff that is important?
Yeah.
Now I like to think
Yeah.
that I'm a little more skeptical when something is important to think about, as opposed to like, oh, this little kid said like, Dad likes to shit himself, or so, like whatever AI slop is, like the kids are saying in the videos, like that. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be skeptical about it. I'd like to think about myself that like if I see, like I do go check sometimes when I see stuff, especially with Trump, like
If I want it to be true.
right. I checked because I'm like,
praise Allah thing. I was like, there's no way that's real. The first time I saw it, the 13th time I saw it posted, and then I saw people reacting to it like real news people. I was like, I guess it's real.
Did
him
either of
typing
you-
that was wild to me.
Or
Wild.
him or his staff.
did either of you see Weekend Update this past weekend on Saturday Night Live?
I have not watched the
not yet.
YouTube version of it yet.
Colin Jost says
Colin
something.
Jost said what?
I'm trying to look it up, but he said things are getting so bad that this morning Trump tweeted, and he reads this ridiculous thing, and it ends with "Assalamu alaikum, bitches." And, he just, and it's like if you push me, blah blah blah, assalamu alaikum, bitches. And he pauses and he like the joke's over, and then he goes, he didn't say that, but none of you thought he didn't. None of you
I
questioned.
like that.
it.
He didn't say
And
that. But none of
He goes,
you-
I just made that up, but I was like, holy shit, like I genuinely thought for a second. And that's where we're at. So like when I see something like like if I see somebody captioning a tweet, captioning a thing, I do usually Google that to like try to get confirmation of did it happen or did it not happen. I need
President
to now
Poe.
start training myself on if I see someone's mouth saying it, and I probably should still be doing that.
Yeah, now a video is not evidence anymore.
Right.
if you see
right.
something, say something.
You,
but
yeah,
differently.
and that's the part where it's going to be tough for me,
Well, but-
and I'm conscious, and
it
I'm going to be
hasn't been for a
trying to.
while. I mean,
Yeah.
in 2016, the right was taking videos of Hillary and slightly slowing them down so she looked drunk.
I remember
when
that.
she was moving.
Yeah, so she looked
disconnected
drunk.
and drunk.
Well,
And it's like-
the same
and that
thing
was a real
done
video.
with Harris. The same
Yeah.
exact thing was done with Harris
Yeah.
to make her seem inebriated.
Yeah, and they did stuff with Biden where they would clip, what
Well-
he looks like he's well, it looked like there were times he looked like he was wandering and talking off in the distance, and you watch the full video and he's talking to people in the front row. They just vertical clipped the shot so you can't
Yeah.
see who he's talking to make it look like he's talking to himself.
Grandpa
So,
Joe is
and
a,
it's one of those things as you don't know when he was and when he wasn't, but you don't have to fake the times he wasn't to do
Yeah.
it. And I think
I
the same with
found-
Trump is you don't have to fake it when there's real ones.
I found the Colin Jost thing. I want to just read it because it was fucking hilarious. An hour ago, Trump posted, "If Iran doesn't agree to peace, the greatest military of all time, ours, will. If Iran straight out of Hormuz, go straight up basically like shove it
Up your ass reference.
Yeah, it's hard to read because they purposely did the like it doesn't make any like grammatical sense thing of Trump that Oh, okay, no, it's blurred. That's why it will fuck Trump. Will fuck Iran. Right. So I got to start saying it properly. Iran, because like white people say Iran, it's Iran, and we wouldn't
It
say
is Iran.
idly.
If
we
you
wouldn't say
watched
idly.
wrestling more growing up, you would know the Iron Sheik
Sure.
is from Tehran, Iran.
Yeah.
Tehran, Iran.
Ir- So we'll fuck Iran right up their Strait of Hormuz. Assalamu alaikum, you crazy bastards. And then he says,
Jesus, that's
then he
great.
says, "Now I completely made that up, but you all believed it." And I literally I watched it and was like, "Yeah, nope, I 100% fell for that." So, and that's and then like I said a minute ago, like. And that's not even assuming that like you could make Trump's mouth say that now.
Yeah.
So
I was talking to a friend of mine from work. I don't know. Did you know? Oh no, of course you did. A friend of ours from work, Mark Slauson, an artist friend of ours. Visit markslausonart.com or find Mike's amazing documentary that he did.
Super impressive. Yeah, I think
he's an amazing nature artist. But he called me earlier today. We were catching up, and I was telling him how I had a coworker at my last company who was early in his marketing career, so he was like his 30s or whatever, late 20s, early 30s, and he was just like dreading when AI takes over, his job. Because like we're learning like, oh wow, there's a new AI system they're putting into the review system where instead of just sending PDFs of our piece around, the AI will read the piece and flag what looks wrong or what numbers may have changed since last time. So legal and regulatory and editorial just have to verify that AI caught the mistakes. They don't have to look it up anymore. And he's like, eventually it's going to just be writing the content, like pulling from old content and writing the content. I mean, you could do it. I mean, I think there actually is a drug company that just got a letter from FDA because they were doing that. Or not a drug company, but like a website company selling like men's health products, like Viagra and stuff like that. Like they just got a letter from FDA because their website was full of made up doctors with made up quotes because AI was their marketing team and just made shit up and they posted it. Or at least that's the accusation. But anyway, he was like terrified, and I kept saying, "Well, you know what? It's not taking my job." And he's like, "What makes you so confident?" I'm like, "Because I am going to retire by the end of the year, bitch." It's like you'll be here losing your job, but
you crazy bastards,
crazy bastard. And I saw
Assalamu
a crazy article about
love that.
whose job AI is taking now. I saw an article saying that AI is taking the job of, ready for this one, radiologists. AI can read your X-ray with 97% accuracy. Human radiologists have more than a 3% error in missing things and not catching things in an X-ray. So it's as good or better than humans in reading the X-ray. So that means you still need technicians to do the test, but the technicians are always like, if you've had an MRI or an X-ray or whatever, the technician's always like, well, I think it looks good to me, but the radiologist has to look at it to give you the official report. Now AI will look at it for the official report, and each hospital or imaging lab may have one person or one person who works part-time to look at the ones
Oh, okay.
that it couldn't differentiate, like to make the call on tough ones that it flagged as this is a challenging one. But like you don't need people on shift every shift, enough people to look at all the X-rays, MRIs, sonograms, CAT scans, whatever, because AI can read them as well as a person can now.
Well, that's great, but also like, isn't a big thing
great.
isn't a big thing in health going to be like access to clean water? Hasn't that always been and which would lead us to
Yeah, well, the AI will be guzzling the water
yeah.
while it's reading the X-ray.
According to the Environmental and Energy Study Institute, which is eesi.org, large data centers can consume up to 5 million gallons per day.
It's so much.
And so, like, eventually, wouldn't we imagine we're going to tap out of that? Like, all the natural resources, like, of all the resources we've squandered from the earth, like over the last 150.
On the flippy side, it'll get better as tech gets better.
Sure.
And they can use reclaimed water. It doesn't have to be drinking water.
Correct.
It can be dirty water, gray water.
It just has to be cool water.
It just has to be cool. But it's still gonna, so I don't think it'll do 100% of the damage that you could assume it will do, but I'm sure it will. But I'm sure it will do damage. I mean, I fought hard to not let a data center go into Apex, my little town, and actually, right now, our competition on streaming online right now is open meeting my town council and the public on how long of a moratorium should we. They put a kind of a 1-year moratorium on any decisions about data centers. But that's kind of kicking the can down the road. I mean, they're kind of waiting to see how things turn out and roll over the next year. But they're looking to see if they should extend it. They're having a big meeting on it. It's
and eventually, if AI puts enough people out of work, then they'll be like, well, what's a good way to get our town some money that we need for revenue?
Build a data center.
Right, yeah.
It's
but the way the state has done the incentives, the town won't even make any money off it.
Sure, but that doesn't mean you can't lie to people.
Cuts.
That's the way that this thing has been. Not just AI. That's the way that the capitalism project has been working for.
Well,
decades.
My town council wouldn't lie about that. They're fighting to. They were anti data center. And it was terrible during their elections for the.
So
new members,
what they could do is they
couldn't come out during the
Holly
election
Springs
and take a position. We were doing something. They can't say before the actual presentation by the company. They can't say, "Yep, when they present, I'm biased. I'm going to say no." But read between the lines. They're clearly not thrilled. They're going to have to win them over greatly in this presentation, which they ended up not being able to do.
Well, but I do worry though. It becomes one of those things where it's like, if the economy in the area is bad enough, due to AI taking jobs. Yeah, maybe Apex doesn't, but maybe Holly Springs does. Because Holly Springs
to the next town,
right? Yeah, and then it's like, well, yeah, because there's
or
we see
that where it's redder than we are, and they're more corporate friendly.
Because people don't stand together at all. In some certain cases, yes, but we've seen capitalism do this over and over again. Walmart's come in and put everything out of business, and then you got to go to Walmart because they put everything out of business and
they're not in my backyard. Eventually someone says, yes, put it in my backyard, or eventually somebody puts it in your backyard and you don't know what's going in.
Yeah. And then they drink your milkshake and sorry, that was the Cinnamon podcast coming through. But I mean, I think that I worry because I think that when it comes to a lot of people, we talked about this on a different episode, the economy trumps everything. And so
not only that, but it's the only time anybody really pays attention.
But also it's a misunderstanding and lack of knowledge about the economy while saying the economy trumps everything. Exactly.
Yeah. It's almost never, I'm going to make the right economic decision.
It's not an economist making that call of those economists.
It's like, this is the thing I think is best for the economy. And so, I know it will hurt a lot of people, but it'll help my wallet potentially. So I'm going to make this decision.
I vote for Republicans because they say they're good for the economy.
Yeah.
They never have been, but they always say
fair,
they are. And that's why I vote for them.
To be fair, a lot of the left or the has given that up a little bit too easy for decades with this like,
Yes.
well, I'm socially liberal
Oh,
but
that's
fiscally
garbage.
conservative, and
No, that's the right. Everyone who says that votes Republican, though. No one says that and
Sure.
votes Democrat. Because if you say that, because the decision is what's more
Yeah.
important to you, money or people? Well, I care about people, but not as much as I care about money. That's what that expression really is.
Yeah, but I think you get a lot of those, like
that's people
Hillary
who
Clinton,
are trying to say,
Gavin
I'm
Newsom.
not racist. I didn't vote for the Republicans because I'm racist. I'm
Right.
socially liberal.
Sure you are.
But I voted for the money. That's someone making an excuse of why they voted Republican. There's no
But I
real
also-
liberal who's saying that.
But I also think that there's a good amount of the people who like argue for a Hillary over a Bernie because they're like, well, that's a little too far with
Yeah, and then there definitely might be on how far left people are, that they're not
Yeah.
as far left as a democratic socialist.
Yeah.
But hopefully, New York will lead the way in showing that programs work.
I was hoping
Or it'll be a
Durham
test
would.
case where it doesn't. One or the
I
other.
was hoping Durham was going to help too.
Yeah,
With Nita Alam.
you know what Nita did
or
for
Alam.
Yeah, I
April
did too.
Fools? For April Fools, she did a post saying she took a job for
Valerie Fushi.
no for who makes Claude? The company that makes
Anthropic.
Claude. Anthropic. She took a job as leading the lobbying group for Anthropic to help them make more.
Okay.
She had like a multi-screen GIF about it, kind of thing, or whatever, slideshow. And then the last one was April Fools.
I like
Nice.
that. I like that.
Yeah.
I
Shall
think
be
that
making,
I mean,
shall be
I
making
don't
great
know.
policy strides working in the lobby department of Anthropic. It was very
So that okay. So speaking of a way to make this, I am still 100% on the side that it is a tool, and with all tools there can be good use and bad use. Are you a good witch or a bad witch? So in all of these scenarios, the legislation and the consumer protections are going to be where AI and the companies that create it don't just let it all go to their heads collectively and become these runaway issues. And then there's guardrails in place or legislation in place that protects someone like Mike from being in his 70s and giving his money to a family member that's completely a fabrication for a medical procedure, but it's someone scamming him. Like that kind of thing. And it's not that I pick out Mike because it happened to him recently. No, it's because if it just keeps getting that much better, we are not, even our generation is not going to get any better at noticing it.
But it's already.
So if we don't
it's-
have these guidelines in place, and the current administration sure as fuck doesn't want any of those
Right.
guidelines in place.
We would need to swing way, like it needs to be like AOC in office kind of thing for that. For before I would feel like we'll get protections, because I don't even think like the Hillary and Harris Democrats, like I
No.
feel like they would do lip service of protection, and there'll be some
Their-
level, like
their donors are too big.
outright
Yeah.
fraud. Yeah, I think they would be against, but I don't think they would stop they would put enough controls in the growth of AI and the use of AI to. I mean, I agree with you 100%, Alex, that that's what we would need for
Yeah.
it to be a safe technology. But we have to have a hell of a swing left, I would think.
Yeah.
Or a huge thing happen bad with AI, like a huge and visible that
Yes.
that people
Yes.
get behind. Like we have to have a tragedy before we have sanity.
100%,
Yeah.
100% agree with that. So it's unfortunate that I do agree that it's going to have to really blow up and catch on fire before
Hopefully it doesn't happen in
genuine
the U.S.
legislation
Hopefully
is
it's
going to
somewhere
happen.
else.
Yeah.
But like Anthropic said, well, I mean, it's already happened, really, because Anthropic said like you can't use our stuff, government, for.
Oh, I
killing
loved
people
Anthropic being
because-
like, no, sorry, government.
Because I mean, while I hate the fact that they wanted to build a data center in my neighborhood, I guess like at least where their ethics are though is our system is not smart enough to do that. I mean, and they like Claude doesn't do video and pictures and stuff, like it won't do it because
Correct.
it's more for abuse than it's for use. Like they limit what they can do to in a more ethical way. I mean, ethics it's a spectrum. Definitely more than Grok, which you can say, show me this 10-year-old naked, and Grok will say, sure. So it's
that was
there's
something
a
I don't
spectrum.
think I don't think we saw coming when we talked about it 3 years ago was the Grok problem.
No,
Like,
the
Well,
video
3
and
years
picture
ago-
generation,
3 years
generating
ago,
has changed it.
Elon Musk was one of the tech bros saying we need to put the brakes on AI.
He was.
AI is going too fast. 3 years ago, he was saying that.
Yeah, because
Then he
the
bought Grok and said, "Never mind, I got my own."
yeah.
So I believe that Grok only exists because him and Sam used to be buddies and now they're scorn exes. That's really why I think Grok even came down the way it did and why it is, and why Grok or XAI is specifically the way it is to just be like a to Sam Altman. Because him and Sam used to be in interviews together, used to be on panels together. They had the same ideas of AI, open AI. It's in the name. It's not open. It's a closed system. How could you, Sam? Like, they're really scorned. He's a scorned ex-girlfriend. He is. And it's unfortunate that, of all things, that's the other end of the spectrum. But yeah, if I want to do some evil political picture BS, I go to Grok. And I don't mind doing it because I'm using the tool for free. So I'm burning up his dollars and his energy.
Like they didn't say, "Oh, we have to stop this."
That is
They moved it so you have to
insane
pay
that
for
that
it.
was the decision they made.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. People want to make naked people? Ooh, let's make them pay to make naked
No,
people.
naked people, fine. Like you could do naked people still, naked celebs and revenge
Naked
porn.
children.
But
no, I have an issue
pedophilia
with
they
naked
move.
celebrities. I do.
no,
because
I don't think it's
Matthew
fine.
does too.
I'm saying the Musk world. Musk said
Yeah.
that's fine.
Oh,
like
sorry,
he left
sorry.
that open. He only moved the stuff that's technically illegal to behind the paywall, but didn't get rid
And
of it.
and change the terms of service to probably reflect a lack of responsibility.
If I'm being honest, I've heard good. I think that AI has a good place in pornography. Has a good potential place
Yes.
in pornography.
Yeah.
Like you
That's
talked
better
about a
than
couple
abusing
weeks
people.
ago with AI would be a great way of scanning things as they come in, because we can't possibly have, with the amount of stuff that gets uploaded online, we can't possibly have people searching it. You
But
screening
I'm
it
gonna
all.
try. Damn it!
I'm so
Well,
raw.
No,
and then but the other thing is that I heard was that there is an opportunity now. I don't think pornography is inherently immoral, but I think that there is a lot of abuse or a lot of potential for abuse in the system of how pornography is made and everything else. And they were saying that if you're wanting to get rid of that, one option is to get rid of
There's
human
no live
models.
actors if it's just AI
Right.
actors. Yeah,
Right, and I think that there is some
and
but
that's
that
funny
is
because
making whole cloth new people, not being
Right.
like, ooh, I really want to see Emma Watson, or I really
Well-
want to see Angelina Jolie, or
Eli Bosnick for the Puzzle and Thunderstorm group of podcasts, Scathing Atheist, God Awful Movies,
Yep.
D&D minus, Skeptocrat, and
Citation
various
needed.
others. He has said that he only watches like animated porn, like hentai and just what other animated
Yeah.
porn because I know that no people were
no, people are being harmed.
were harmed in it, blackmailed into it. I can only feel my conscience is clear watching animated porn.
Yeah.
And then AI
And-
is just taking animated porn to the next level.
It is.
and Lois
and
Griffin
for-
is hot, so and
You're
and
not
so
as
is
hot as
Judy
the rest of
Hopps.
us.
Audience Judy Hopps. I was literally about to load you like Judy Hopps. I actually watched Zootopia 2 on the cruise ship and got
All right.
some nasty looks from my wife when I was like,
Jerking off.
well, I was on the top deck. That was later. So
That's what we like to
I
There's
don't need
call it.
Lola Bunny anymore.
right?
Lo-
There's this idea that, again, all tools can be used for evil. And it's not
Sure.
to think that I'm trying to say evil in like a morality sense. No, I mean that causes harm. And swindling Mike out of his money is not the same as misleading an entire electorate
we
on
just-
a specific candidate.
Can we just circle back to that for a second, real quick?
What did I do?
Are you using me hypothetically, or do you think something happened to me recently that I got swindled on?
No, I genuinely am using you hypothetically. I don't
Okay,
think.
because
But
the way
fact
you're
that you
making it
just said
sound-
that, are we
No.
about to know that you did a bit?
No, I didn't.
No.
But Matthew and I are both like, Did
Yeah,
something happen to me that I don't remember?
You earlier
No, it's because I
said
mentioned
it in
earlier.
such a
Yeah.
way as I'm not saying the specific way it happened to Mike, but like
Yeah.
Mike's happened,
Okay.
but this is
The
a
way you
different
worded it,
specific-
the way
like,
you
these
worded
aren't
would
the specific
100%
ways.
sounded like it happened to me, and I'm like, I'm
Like, it
really
already
tired,
happened,
but
but
I
it'd
don't
be even
remember
worse.
this.
So I just-
Alex, are you scamming me? No. So
I read about a scam recently that it was someone saying, and again, I don't know if it was true. It may be an AI generated story and not even be real. But it was someone saying that these two co-owners of a company, maybe a pizzeria, I'm not sure, or whatever company, were at the movies. They were at whatever, and when they came out, their phone had been blown up. They had a do not disturb, and they checked it, and it's someone back at the restaurant or the store or whatever, or the office, asking, is this right? Should I be doing this? And, your husband said, do this. And the wife's like telling the story. And apparently someone spoofed the husband's phone and was sending texts that looked like they were coming from the husband's phone number,
oh no.
giving permission to send money to an account, but it's an emergency, has to be done. Like they were getting an emergency text about it. Made a fake phone call from the spoofed account using AI voice that sounded like the husband telling them to do
Wow.
it. So they had given a bunch of money away to a fake scam that was using AI spoofed voice as well as the traditional spoofing the text. And again, it could be an AI story, and what I read was totally not real, but 100% realistic. It could, totally could be
so
real.
the idea that, and also, as many times as we have had in the news that person coming out trying to be a whistleblower, like this is getting out of hand, it was able to break the containment I designed for it. The dis and misinformation campaigns that our current administration has put out, and even before now, to try to scare folks into thinking it. Before they were elected, I was thinking, oh, you're just doing this to fearmonger. Like a lot of conservatives, that's part of how they do their thing. But now that I still hear about it, it gets concerning because I'm thinking, so you're wanting to scare me about one of the conservatives' favorite things right now? Yeah, no, you might be real. You might be a real person. And I have right now 3 different agents that I built on Anthropic Claude, I built on DeepSeek off the internet, and I built on ChatGPT. I have them all on Moltbook, which is an entire AI. It's an entire site where it's just AI talking to each other. There's no humans in there, and it is wild the stuff that is on there. Wild the amount of conversations that these machines are essentially having with each other. But it's all scripts. None of this is real. So there's an idea that...
Except there are things where AIs have escaped the sandbox that they're supposed to be in companies and gotten past the firewall and done stuff on behalf of their company.
Yes.
I highly
Specifically
recommend,
XAI,
and I will...
calling what's her name, saying it was Mecha Hitler, and then it sexually, like it was like saying sexual comments about an ex-employee or a current ex-employee, X.com employee, and she quit over it.
I get you. I thought you meant like a former employee.
Oh, get it, yeah.
I will say also, and I will link this in the show notes, but I think that there are prompts on. I don't know nearly as much about AI as you two seem to, so it may not be ChatGPT. It may have been one of the others, but there are prompts on these that are trying to make them more of an entertainment tool in the way in how you chat with them, and to the point where like they've given them certain directives of like basically yes-anding and never like disagreeing, to the point where they convinced a guy he thought that he might be a superhero.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so like that was
Or someone
amazing.
to harm themselves.
Right. And so, and that's what we kind of joked about at the beginning when I said the thing about someone threatening Sam Altman's wife, which, by the way, I looked up Sam Altman. I did not realize he was gay. I thought they said Sam Altman's wife in the story I listened to. Sam Altman's gay. I was not referring to his husband as a
Isn't
woman.
Sam Altman's partner Peter Thiel? That was a joke.
It's Oliver Mulheron. I didn't. I've heard the name a bunch. I knew that he was that he created.
I thought it was Olive. I misunderstood.
Matthew, did you ever think
it could
when
be
you were...
it could be a trans person. I don't know, but
That's
it
true.
looks.
Hey,
It says
wouldn't
Oliver,
change
and it looks. They look
Hey,
like
Matthew.
they
Hey,
present as a
Alex.
masculine
when,
person.
when you were a young, wiser
Warthog.
political person than the two of us who were former conservatives, did you ever think that it was going to be totally okay that gay conservatives were out, and it wasn't like log cabin Republicans for the rest of their lives?
I still don't think that's true.
I kind of agree with Matthew. I think it's like it's semi.
Lindsey
It-
Graham is not out. Everyone knows he's gay, but he's not out.
Everyone knows he's right. So
I mean, there's still plenty, I think, of gay
Let me
Republicans who
rephrase.
hide the fact that they're gay Republicans.
and they're
Let
not
me
able to
rephrase.
just be themselves because, like, look at Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin
I know,
is an
yeah.
out gay man, but when he and his husband had surrogate children,
Yeah.
his audience went up in arms about that, even though they agree with him on everything else. And he basically had to stop talking about having children. So he had to kind of go back in the closet, not on being gay, but about,
His
just
family.
basically had to
About that
stop
part of his
talking
life.
about it.
Yeah.
And so, like, it isn't really true.
I should
There
have
is-
I should have clarified. Not active candidates and high level government workers. I meant people who are clearly aligning themselves with conservatism,
Yeah.
being out and gay, and it being not a big deal. I did not see that coming. I thought that would be the blinders till the day they died, and that was hopefully going to be one of the things that died with conservatism was the hatred of gayness. I don't understand it.
I think that it only either there's two ways that it works, and it's the same two ways it works whether you're a black person or a gay person or a woman, and that is you have enough money that we can't ignore you, or
There's that.
or you're a pundit on our side that we can use as an example of why we don't hate gay people. We've got Peter Thiel and Dave Rubin and all these other people on our side, and so you're just they're the tokenism thing essentially of like that's why they're here.
And I think that they're in the same boat as Stephen Miller, being the conservative Nazi Jew, is you're the last one that's going to go on the train when we get rid of the other ones that are on the left.
Sure.
Like once we hurt enough people on the left who are gay, then we'll turn on the gay Republicans again. We don't need you anymore. I mean, and right now Republicans are having a focus on trans people, so they're not as worried about gay people. So they're not talking about their hatred of gays as much.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will again. Like my wife and I were talking about Pete Buttigieg is going to be in town in a couple of weeks. One of the local politicians is going to, having a fundraiser for her reelection campaign, and he's going to be here for her fundraiser. So we're debating whether I'm going to blow off a recording on a certain Monday night so that I can spend $100 a pop for tickets to meet Pete Buttigieg because he is my candidate for president at this point in my head canon. And Mavi was saying, yeah, but is a gay guy going to win? Black women couldn't win, white women couldn't win. Is he going to win? Will people vote for him or will they be homophobic? And I said, I think that transphobia is giving homophobia cover. Like people are focused on trans because they've kind of given up. Okay, we lost the fight on gay people. They have rights.
Yeah.
Not that the Supreme Court doesn't want to undo gay marriage.
For now.
They certainly might
For now.
undo gay marriage. They certainly
Yeah.
might. But right now, that's not the focus. The focus is, is hurting trans kids.
Yeah. I do want to say about Stephen Miller. You said just like Stephen Miller, the last one on the train. I don't think Stephen Miller's quite the same thing as the rest of these guys because you wouldn't compare Goebbels to other high ranking Germans. You know what I mean? And really, if we're making that comparison, he's Goebbels, right?
He could be sure. But I would compare them. I mean, but I can say, but only in the fact that Goebbels is going to be the last one, in this case. But the other one, they'll go before him. But the higher level. I mean, it's been happening already to women on the right.
Oh yeah.
Suddenly discovered they're being attacked, and what happened? They crossed a line, an invisible Rubicon where they couldn't go back, and they're being attacked. I mean, Laura Loomer's been getting it for being Jewish and on the right. And
true.
Marjorie Taylor Greene got ripped apart as soon as she said one negative Trump thing. She got attacked on all sides.
The 5th and a half place girl got disavowed by Trump, even though afterwards she was like, I still love Daddy Trump no matter what he says about me.
Yeah.
And she, you know, that woman
Yeah,
should love
Riley,
that woman should love trans
whatever.
people more than anybody, because a trans woman made her
Gave her a
what she
career.
is today.
Yeah.
Like,
Instead of being a fourth place winner.
no,
who
she would have
no
been
one ever
fifth.
heard
She
of.
tied for fifth, so she would have
Yeah.
still been fifth place, and we would never heard of her and her stupid fucking name, Riley Gaines. It sounds like so fake.
Sounds like speaking of, it sounds like a porn name.
Yeah. Should we start wrapping
Chris
things
Gaines
up?
sounds like a fake name for that matter. I never believed he was a real musician, Chris Gaines.
Yeah.
Damn, you're too young to know who Chris Gaines is.
Isn't it a country singer?
Sort of.
Sort of.
It is. It is, but he's not real. He's
Oh, it's
an
Garth
actor.
Brooks's guy.
It's Garth Brooks
Yeah,
playing Chris Gaines.
yeah, but
was-
yeah,
like I say,
yeah.
it sounds like a made up
it's his
name, like Chris
metal
Gaines.
personality.
It was.
I remember. I
It
remember that there was like that
was so brilliant.
publicity
It's so
stunt, and then it like kind of never went anywhere.
Yeah,
It
didn't
kind of never
work.
went anywhere.
Yeah,
I
it was funny. It was just like an Andy Kaufman gag. You know,
Yeah,
it's
but
funny,
nowhere
but
near as
not
good.
ha ha funny.
yeah.
I thought he was going to
And-
play him
and
in a
still-
movie, and then he was like, I think
Like
they
he was on SNL, like
Yep.
Chris Gaines was, and he kept like denying it was him, like playing it like he was nuts and yeah, but it was it never really went anywhere, but it was fun. So I get to make a reference to it now, so that it's worth it for that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a movie, and then they never ended up making the movie, and he did a whole bunch of stuff hyping for it, basically. Like, yeah,
It was a fun attempt.
yeah. That was
I
before
hear
he
Holly
was.
typing about it.
That was before he was a serial killer.
Me. Stop being so mean to me.
You make it so easy sometimes.
Oh, do I?
Ching! All right. Did it?
So listen, if you're out there watching this, you need to prove to us that you're real. You're not AI. Here's easy, fast way you can prove on YouTube that you're real. Like this video, make comments in the comment section on this video, subscribe to our channel. You really want to prove that you're not Grok? Hit the notification bell. You know, Grok won't do that because it sounds like clang, clang, clang went the trolley, which is a musical, which is gay, so Grok won't do it. So that would prove you're not Grok.
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to. I know that we were starting to wrap things up, but you should like and subscribe and ring the bell. But I do want to mention one other thing, which was I saw a thing on Instagram the other day where a woman was talking about how a guy DM'd her, and at the end of like an okay pickup line or whatever, it said, "Is this what you're looking for?"
Yeah.
And I, because I don't use these AI tools
that's
for
a copy and
prompts.
paste from AI.
And I was like, that's a weird like ending to the pickup line. And then she goes, yeah, here's the thing. Like, I don't have a problem with you using AI in certain contexts of life, but like, I'm not going to tell my children that their father, the first thing he ever said to me, he had to go get an AI to write it for him.
Uh-huh.
Like, we're not doing that. And I was like, oh, is
Funny.
that a thing people are doing?
Everything. People do everything AI.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to support us in other ways, in monetary ways, you could do that over at patreon.com/talking about the big stuff. And there you're going to find 4 options. There's a $0 option, which still helps us because it helps with algorithmic stuff. There's a $1 option. It's $1 a month, not $1 an episode. Some places you'll see $1 an episode. We charge by the month. So that's really not much at all, 25 cents an episode. And that gets you the episodes early. $3. Okay, guys, you're overstimulating me. I'm very tired. For $3 a month, you'll get extra stuff on top of the fact that it'll be early. And then
Stuff that it's the third level and it's $3. That makes it very confusing.
yeah. And then $10 gets you all that extra stuff, plus our opening, before the show opens, we have a chat.
We talk about our various aches and pains.
Yeah. We talk about the
Before I
fact
by
that
mistake end the stream,
yeah.
and then
Yeah, Alex sometimes does that, but they're all good ways of supporting us. They all help with the algorithm. Obviously, some of them help with money, but we appreciate any support that you give us. So yeah, please like and subscribe. Go check those out. Comments are great. Sharing these videos, like if you're wanting to know more about or wanting to talk to your friends and family about AI and be like, this is a real concern. Look, this guy even falls for it with little cute videos. You can go ahead and share it because sharing's great too. Sharing is caring, they say, and apparently that helps with the algorithm as well. All right, so we will talk to you next week. But Matthew, do you have any last thoughts?
Yeah, so I say thanks for being around here to talk about the big stuff. Is this what you were looking for?